And welcome to the Morning DNA. I am Aaron Dicer, the man of a single black shirt. She is Danae Says, the woman of a million distractions. And I'm just tired enough today that I said your Twitter handle instead of your actual name. That's how you can tell.
That's different. It's also my Twitch handle, so it works.
It works. It works.
I do think I should potentially think about changing it, though.
Oh, really? I really like it. I think the Danae Says thing is really good.
How tired
Guys,
are
it's been a weekend. Guys, it has been a weekend. It has been a weekend.
Yeah, you're telling me.
Yeah, we've both got stories, huh? Who starts?
You.
Okay. Graduation weekend. If you like, that's easily sum upable. This was graduation weekend for one of my boys. Who did
Congratulations to you, the parent, for getting the kid graduated and the kid.
I did a lot of work. But
did that come up during the graduation ceremony?
Yes. About halfway in, I was like, this is really boring. And so I went up there and I was like, look, guys, I just got to talk about what it means to be a parent during graduation weekend. And people loved it. No, so everybody was hanging out this weekend, had parents in, all that kind of stuff. Everybody staying at the house. And so lots of activities. It's interesting. I can measure how busy I am with like family stuff and that kind of stuff by how far behind I fall on watching movies and television and listening to podcasts. And I have such a big backlog of everything right now. And it's just like because all my free time is doing stuff with people, which is great. I really like it's awesome to be able to have them here and to do that stuff. And I played some disc golf yesterday with my dad, which was really fun. And yeah, so we're having a good time, but it's one of those things where it's just like, oh yeah, I'm just like really active this weekend. And I'm an introvert. So all of that, kind of pulls energy from me. And then we stayed up playing cards last night too. So and then I didn't get much sleep. So I'm not saying I'm without excuse here.
What was your game?
We play Shanghai. Is the name of the game.
That's right. I should have known that.
Yeah. It's your favorite game.
Is that the one that I won last time?
It is. It's the game you hate that you won. That I'm still convinced over time you're actually going to fall in love with this game. Because you're so good at it and you have a good time while you're playing it. Like you laugh and have fun. It's all the frustration of a new game. And anyhow, let's
talk about me winning the game again.
You did too. You're just like that last round. You were just like, boom. And you just stuck everybody with points and you nailed it.
It was pretty epic.
It was.
I'll do a play-by-play of when I realized I had them all.
Yes, diabetes. I am a disc golfer. In fact, that's probably putting it lightly. Not that I'm great. Like it's not like I play professionally or anything, but I'm very into the sport. I play recreationally, but then I like follow the tour and was watching, yesterday, as the Macbeth, Wysocki, battle continues, although Eagle was the guy yesterday. Eagle McMahon, Danae. I don't know if you know Eagle McMahon, but
I've just totally checked out at this point.
Great. Three incredible rounds from him this weekend. So I love disc golf. I really do.
That's good.
Yeah.
Slendemon says, I spent entirely too much time outside yesterday. I was feeling confident that I have defeated the pollen, and I was wrong.
Yeah, allergies are a real thing right now. I just bought a bunch of Zyrtec. You think that
they're done, and then you go outside. It's like, oh, no, we're not done yet.
I stocked up on Zyrtec yesterday because I also know I'm going to be in a house with cats here coming up soon. And so anytime I know that's coming, I'm like, okay, I got to get myself on the Zyrtec dosage and let my body get ready. You start dosing up.
Yep. Caleb says, Shanghai is quality card game, top 5 for sure. My question is, what are the other 4?
That's a great question. Favorite card games is certainly a great topic.
Our weekend was, I had a really good weekend. I decided not to work, even though I should have, right? Like we're doing this massive push at work right now. And I've literally been working without a break for probably over a month, in that I don't go an entire day without sitting down and doing something for my job, whether it's an hour or 4 hours. And I do that in the night, and I do that during the weekends. And I just had to completely unplug. I was feeling myself getting to the point where everything is starting to irritate me. And that's a sign, right? Like,
yes,
when every email irritates you and every conversation irritates you, then it's time to take a break. Even though I have deadlines that are coming up for projects and stuff like that. So it was hard, but I had to, for my own mental stability and also my health. Like, I have been struggling again with headaches. They've been coming back. We're trying to figure out what it is, because I'm literally pulling my ribs out. Not like all the way. They're not like popping out.
It's my rib.
But they're just sort of like sliding out of place. And we've been able to whittle it down to a couple of different potential things. And one of them is how I sleep at night. So I've had to be like looking for pillows that keep me in place. So I spent $90 on a pillow.
Wow.
So I'm really curious if it works, and I'm really nervous that it won't, because that's a lot to invest in a pillow. So, things like that. But the cool thing about my weekend, besides just all of the, the mental stress and all that stuff that I'm just kind of like, nope, you can wait, compartmentalize, you can go over here. I actually got to spend some time with my kid this weekend.
It's awesome.
Which is the most important thing. We went to the aquarium. And
oh, fun.
Yeah, and I haven't been to the aquarium with her in a long time. In fact, she came running into the bathroom. I was brushing my teeth before we left the house, and she comes running in. She goes, "Mama, are you really going to go with me to the aquarium today?" And I was like, "Yes." And she goes, and she ran through the house screaming, "Daddy, it's true. Daddy, it's true. She's coming with us." And I was like, "Oh, that feels so good." But it also kind of hurts that I'm not going. Because they do a lot of things together. They go to the park together. They go to the aquarium together. They do a lot together while I work on the weekends. So I would like to, that's like one of my things I think I need to shift a little bit. But going to the aquarium with a 4-year-old now. So she's been going. We have this, it's a national award-winning aquarium for those of you that are not in the area. It's called the Wonders of Wildlife. There's like a museum, and they've got one side is this massive aquarium, and the other side is like taxidermy times 1,000 plus real penguins. So you can kind of go to both sides, and it's a really long walk through. It's multiple stories and twists and turns, and it's really well done. And they have all the different kinds of animals in there as well. Not usually my gig. I don't usually enjoy this kind of stuff, but Iris, of course, really enjoys it. Yeah. But she's gone enough at this point, because we have season passes, that she just runs through it. She's just like, wee! Like, it's not about going to see the things. Right. It's about going to run the track, right? So now we're working on things like being aware of how far away from your parents you are. Sure. That's the kind of stuff that we're doing with her now. And I kind of skipped over. The last time I went with her, it was all really exciting still. And now we're on to this new thing. So I kind of had to, pause and pull back and kind of watch her walk away. And she would turn a corner out of view, and Justin and I would kind of pause and hold back. And I'd say, let's just see how long it takes her to realize we're not there. And then she'd pop around the corner, and we would say, "Good job waiting. Next time, don't go around the corner." So we're kind of using this safe space to train her for like Disney or something in the future. I just don't want to lose this kid. I kind of love her a lot. So, but it was good. That was a really fun thing. And I got to sleep. Oh my gosh. And the other thing I got to do this weekend, you guys, I'm so excited. I got to get together with my friend in person. It was so crazy strange to actually be with somebody in person. I haven't seen her in I want to say 8 months or more. We embraced because we're both vaccinated, and we went to go eat. We ate outside at a restaurant. So we were nicely social distance at a restaurant. And we used to get together every single weekend and do brunch and yoga. Well, first yoga, then brunch. And we miss it a lot, obviously. But a lot has changed, her job, life, all this stuff. So it was we looked like foodies because we're just taking pictures of everything. We're like, I'm eating out. This is a meal that someone else prepared for me. Oh my God, I'm having look at this latte that I'm having. Cause everything was really cool. And we were just laughing and like just catching up and everything. And I don't know, it made me feel like, she said a couple times, she says, this feels like we're almost in the after times. And it was awesome.
Close.
We took pictures together and we look stupid happy. You know, like when you see your friend a lot, you're like smiling, hey, you take a picture, you're like, hey, we're like, ha! We just looked absolutely insane because we were so happy to see each other. So it was a really fulfilling weekend for me.
It's really nice that, you know, the vaccinations are happening. People are more free to hang out, live life. And I do think we are, you know, fingers crossed, coming close to the after times, which will be good.
After times. We were singing that song.
I did want to say, you know, you mentioned, you know, not having taken a day in a long time, and it's so important. And I think of like the religious background of the idea of like the Sabbath, you know, through Jewish tradition and then into like a day of worship and Christian tradition and all those kind of things. And there's something really beneficial about that, whether you're a religious person or not, of the idea of finding one day a week and just going, no, I'm checked out this day of like work stuff. Like, you know,
I really need to do that. I do
that. My Saturdays are like that. I very rarely do any work on a Saturday.
You do a really good job of that. I don't.
And I think what you learn when you do, and what you'll learn after this weekend, is it's okay. Stuff goes on. We'll figure out, you know, ways to get stuff done. And it's just, we pressure ourselves like, oh, if I don't do it now, it's not going to happen. And it's just like, no, take a day, take a breath. We're all going to be okay. So yeah, I'm glad. I'm glad you did that this weekend. That's really
I am too. It was something I forced on myself.
Mm-hmm.
There are moments when you need somebody else to force something on you. Mm-hmm. And I didn't get it that far, but I felt like I was close. Like,
right.
I was pretty close to where I think some people in my circle would be like, you need to leave work. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, but that's interesting stuff. Archimedes Amazona says, guess what, guys? It was my birthday on Friday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Oh,
happy birthday, Archimedes Amazonian. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday. That's the end of the song. I didn't know if you knew that was the end of the song. That's how it ends. Also got first shot on your birthday. Congratulations. We are excited to share the joy with you. Everybody getting those shots. Get those shots. There's no reason not to get those shots. Get those shots. It's been a weekend for sure. And but I'm glad. I'm glad we're here on this week with everybody.
I'm just seeing some comments about the card question. Slab says Uno is always number one. I just want to say I appreciate that.
Yes. Gotta love Uno. And a good pun.
Oh, and also it's my mom's 41st wedding anniversary.
Nice.
You did it. Nice. You're doing it.
Very, very nice.
Someone gave me some really great advice about marriage over the weekend. They said the first 60 years are the hardest. So
true. After that, smooth sailing. So I actually would say the first 5 years for me were the easiest. I think when
they were the hardest for us. My God.
No, I know everybody's different, but
it was not easy.
But we just got to, hang out and live life together, and then we started having kids, and then it gets interesting.
Mm-hmm. Then it gets interesting.
It's been good.
Or you don't have kids for the first 7 years of your marriage, and then it gets interesting after that when you're like, we can do whatever we want. We're having fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sure. And now we have responsibility times a bajillion.
Oh, you want to get into it today? You want to shoe a dough?
Sure. Well, I do want to address this, though. Lucas says now you have to pay royalties for the happy birthday song. I think they lifted that.
We do not. There are no royalties for that song anymore.
Nope, not anymore.
Sorry, people who took advantage of some weird thing in their past where they think their ancestor wrote that song. You don't. I feel like I should say
happy birthday, though, just to,
I love that, actually. I love happy birthday.
Yeah, that was an accidentally brilliant thing I just said.
I think it is. Because that is all it takes to have value. is to live, is to exist. It doesn't take any special thing on your part to be worth anything, to be valuable. You are valuable because you exist.
That's great. Yeah. Nick says, first few years were the hardest for us. They say don't have kids to fix the relationship, but for us, we became a team to raise the kids, and it's been great.
Nice. Very good. Very, very good.
Corpse says, hello, Danae. Hello, Corpse Toad. Happy May 17th. It's Norwegian Constitution Day. Oh, yeah, which is a big deal here. Hope you are having a wonderful day. My adopted sister, Mariana, is in Norway. And so, yeah, I remember her sending me pictures of this day. Happy Constitution Day.
And Jajelskedai, Corpse Throat. Jajelskedai.
There you go.
I just told Corpse Throat that I love them.
Oh, okay.
I had a Norwegian girlfriend when I was in 6th grade. So.
You've just made a best friend. Yeah,
nice. How was my pronunciation? Did I do okay?
Don't feed the bears, Corpse Throat. Don't feed the animals at the zoo.
All right. Now you're ready to shoe a dough.
I'm ready. Let's do it.
All right. Let's get into this. We will do the D and A and U. We'll have a D topic, an A topic, and plenty of U topics if you prefer. If you've got questions for us or comments, just let us know in the U section. We'll do those. Lollipop asks, was your Norwegian girlfriend called Jen? No, actually, she was called Yen in Norway.
Oh, no.
No, actually, her name was Elizabeth, or I think she pronounced it Elizabeth. But yeah, her name was Elizabeth, and it wasn't really a girlfriend. It was just one of those middle school crushes, on Norwegian girls that we all have. I traveled as a member of a 4-team of 6th graders
Here we go.
for the U.S. to what was called the Children's International Summer Village, where there were 2 girls and 2 boys picked from, I don't know, like 30 different countries to meet together and solve the world's problems as 6th graders. And Elizabeth was on the Norwegian team, and we hit it off really well.
I like how you're like, as 6th graders.
As 6th graders.
Because that's what you do,
Yes.
It's an important part of your education.
Yes. Danae, you get to start. You've got the D topic. What do you want?
Okay. I'm going to talk today.
You can stay in the chat if you want. If there's stuff you want to talk about, it just seems like you were.
I love the chat. It's my favorite.
No, totally.
I want to know what the chat's listening to, and I want to know what you're listening to also, Aaron, for music.
Sure.
I used to listen to music all the time, and then I just literally for years, I just haven't had it on because I got into podcasting. So all of my audio time has been listening to stories and listening to people like share stories or get interesting educations on education podcasts. And like my time was filled in with that, but it used to be music. And so just recently I have started listening to new music suggested by some friends, and it has been really fun. I forgot what it feels like to discover a new artist, at least new to me, right? So I wanted to make sure you guys are listening to Newton Faulkner. So I'm going to show you, like, this guy is so great. And it's actually been one of those things where just kind of, again, going off of what we were talking about earlier, getting out of my head a little bit, like putting work down and bringing in something new and putting on music. It's been so crazy because his songs, like, it's been like a soundtrack to my thoughts and things that I've been going through. You know how music does that sometimes? It's so creepy.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
So
totally.
I used Spotify, and I went and just found his Spotify page. And you know how you can just click on shuffle artist? So it goes through all of their discography. And it has been uncanny and a little freaky. Like, a song will pop up and I'm listening to the lyrics going, how is this happening? And so that, combined with, I think, just needing to have a palate cleanser in general, has made me completely fall in love with this guy. Plus, I mean, look at this guy. Look at him. He's so cute.
Awesome.
Yeah, he is incredibly talented. And I genuinely and highly recommend his music to every single person.
How cool is that guy? That guy's cool.
He's a cool guy. So I think it's my responsibility to try to make him popular, in the US because I'm pretty sure he's very popular in the UK, but he is not as popular. So anyways, Slab says, no, wait, Lolly. Look up Newton Faulkner's cover of Foundations, originally by Kate Nash. You will love it. I will listen to it. I've literally been listening to him nonstop for like 4 days. It's been great.
Galactic Dave says, woohoo, Newton rules. Which genius introduced you to him? Was his name Galactic Dave, aka Ian?
Yep. That would be Ian. Oh, and he also adds, believe me, his hair smells glorious.
Nice.
I think you're going to have to share some stories about how you know that.
Lots of great responses. Let's see.
Yeah. Let's go into some music because I'm going to be making a list of other things I need to listen to.
Yeah. I have thoughts, but we'll get to the chat first. JCD says, also have a deep-seated love for a group called Two Steps from Hell. They make music for trailers and such. Interesting.
Okay.
Let's see.
I wonder if I should make like a Spotify music playlist of like chat.
I don't listen to music since I discovered podcasts, but yesterday my daughter was watching Hamilton, so that's been in my head for the last 36 hours. I've been listening to Sif Pop 2016 episodes. Wow, Nick. Going back a few years. Nice.
Going back in time.
Polly says, I'm still on my classics like Tool and SOAD, but have shifted to like the Spotify Pearl Jam channel or Soundgarden channel.
Those are fun. The Discovery channels, like the Play Radio or whatever.
Yep. Lucas says, I've been listening to Italian singer Nina Zilli for the past 10 years. I recommend it to you guys.
I don't think is it Zilli or Zli? It's like ZLL.
That looks like 3 L's, but I assumed that was a typo. I apologize if it's not. If it's actually, I've never seen somebody with...
It's probably a typo. I just want to make sure because you know what?
Actually,
Google will find it for me.
I think that's a capital I. That's different than the next two. If you look at the text there,
let me get my magnifying glass.
That first straight line is just a tad shorter than the next two. That is a capital I. So that is an accidental cap, as will happen.
Or purposeful, you don't know.
That's cap, as the kids say. Do you know that phraseology?
100%.
Of course you do. Let's see. I've been listening to this from Caleb. I've been listening to a lot of pop music from my middle high school years, so a lot of Gaga and Rihanna. But I've also been getting into Sudan archives. It's ambient hip hop and this bluegrass band called Dead South. That sounds like some good tips. Some good tips there.
Gaga, so good. Rihanna, also good.
Let's see. I don't get a chance to listen to new music very often, just what's on my iPod, which is full of lots of old stuff, but I update it every now and again. Recent favorite artists are the Republic Tigers. That's our that's our mascot. That's literally our city and mascot. There's a band called the Republic Tigers. Are they from Republic? That's wild. And 21 Pilots. I do love 21 Pilots. So, yeah. Let's see. Jet Smith says, washed out Childish Gambino, Mac Miller, Beach House. Just listen to him. Jet Smith's like, boom, 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 boom. Do this. Wow.
Childish Gambino, though.
Do this.
I do want to get him back on my playlist because he's amazing.
Definitely. Stereophonics, Lollipop Shoe says, early Stereophonics are my guilty pleasure. So...
I cannot write fast enough.
It's too bad. It's too bad.
We just need to make a public playlist. Everybody can just add their own stuff. Can I do that? Is that possible?
It sure is.
Is it?
Evan's, yep, absolutely. Evan is catching up on Genesis in preparation for the Chicago show in November. So that'd be fun.
Ooh.
Let's see. Elizabeth is not really a new find, but I've dived into Julia Michaels and also JP Sachs. Both separate artists, but they're dating. Well, there you go. So stay tuned for Michaels and Sachs.
Okay.
I listened to them before, but now listening to it more. Man, you guys have lots of great stuff.
I wish I had a way to export chat.
Yeah?
Yeah, I just want to copy paste all this.
Yeah, there's lots of good stuff here.
Mostly because I think the reason is because there's I forgot about the connection to music. I just kind of forgot about it. I don't know. And it kind of bums me out because that's all I did. Just put music on the iPod.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember the iPod people?
I do.
Yeah.
I remember. Okay, so this is going to be a little bit pro tip, a little bit one of those things that may just lodge in the back of your brain, and maybe you do something about it, maybe you don't. We recently changed to YouTube Music from Spotify. We are no longer on Spotify.
Okay.
And the reason we made the change, and this is the pro tip, the reason we made the change is, first of all, they're very similar. I did a lot of research on, do they have the same amount of songs, all that kind of stuff. They're very, very similar in that way. And with the YouTube Music is YouTube Premium. They come together for the same price as Spotify. So no more commercials on YouTube, no more of that stuff. And then also you still have your music service like you would with Spotify. And I found it, I like it better, which I'm not surprised because I'm a Google person, but I really enjoy YouTube Music. I like the interface a little bit better. It's, easier to do the family stuff that we do. The playlist functions are really nice. I was able to upload a bunch of my albums that aren't on Spotify or YouTube, and it integrates those in perfectly. I think Spotify does that as well. I just never taken the time to do it.
They do.
But yeah. So, anyways, I wanted to mention that instead of maybe going on more of the artist, because that's kind of for my music. That's been the big thing recently. We did that a week and a half ago, and it's been awesome. So if you've thought about getting YouTube Premium so you don't have to watch commercials on YouTube, which, by the way, you don't realize how many commercials you see when you're watching YouTube videos until you take them out and you're like, oh, this is glorious. And just watch the videos I click on.
I did that free 30 days for a while, and it was amazing.
So yeah, so it's basically oh, look, I got a music service free with my YouTube Premium. So yeah.
That's nice. There you go. I also wanted to share one funny song with you guys. One song that you can use it to troll people. You can in my household, I told my husband that this was the most amazing country music song I'd ever heard. And so he stopped everything he was doing and fully focused on it because he knows I'm not a country lover. And so if I am going to say I'm bringing a song to you that I think is amazing, he's like, I had better listen to the lyrics of this song. So I don't think we can play it because I just don't think we can, but I'm going to show you what it is. And I need everyone to go and listen to this song. It's really, really important. Parked Out by the Lake by Dean Summerwind. This is what you're going to go look at. And I just enjoy it. Let it seep into your soul, and then turn to whomever you listen to it with every once in a while and say, I'm parked out by the lake, and it'll make sense. So this is your homework.
Nice.
Podcast listeners in chat. Dean Summerwind, Parked by the Lake. Okay.
Very, very cool.
Okay.
So I was going to say the stuff I'm listening to right now is a lot of that old stuff that I haven't listened to in a long time because it's not on Spotify or YouTube Music. Like a bunch of old, albums that I had growing up, including old comedy albums, which that stuff might be on Spotify. I've just never looked, or YouTube Music, but Bob Newhart. I've got some old Bob Newhart stuff that I have loaded in my list, and I don't know. I dig that kind of stuff. It's fun. So
cool.
There you go.
Well, thanks for sharing all your music.
Absolutely.
I hope you enjoy the song by Dean Summerwind. Please just leave the show now. Those of you who are here live, just leave. Go.
Bye.
Go do it.
Don't worry about my topic.
We'll see you later. We'll see you in a few.
Thanks.
Will
Thanks
it
for
make you
hanging
cry?
out with us.
I don't know what makes you cry, Dio. I don't.
You ready to throw my topic up there for those who are still remaining with us that didn't leave us due to your instruction? You want to get angry? Let's get angry. What rule?
No, hold on. No, I don't. No.
What rule do you get the most frustrated when people around you break?
Jiminy criminy.
This comes from interesting self-exploration I was doing this weekend after graduation ceremony. Can you guess, Danae, what rule had me frustrated at graduation ceremony that people broke? Can you guess?
Is it something related to the times right now, or?
No, and I should say other than masks.
Okay.
I should say I haven't looked at the chat. I'm sure the chat is, other than the mask thing. We're not here to talk about the mask thing necessarily.
It didn't start on time?
No, no, no.
I have no idea then.
Hold your applause. The hold your applause rule that is stated clearly at the beginning of the reading of the names. Please hold your applause till the end, because if you applaud during, you're going to make noise over somebody else's name and people want to hear their kid's name said. Don't applaud till the end. We have 200 names to get through. Hold your applause. Do you know how many people held your applause? Just us, just my family. Every single other family in the place was hooting and hollering, doing air horns, doing whatever they wanted, but we followed the rules. I got a little frustrated. And it just kept building. It was one of those things that was just like, I don't know how to help myself. I don't know how to help myself. But it's just like, what part of hold your applause didn't you understand? What is the, like, do you think your child like doesn't understand you love them unless you do that? Can you just not help yourself? Now, here's the question I have. Am I the weirdo here? I mean, obviously I am. Everybody else is doing it, but is everybody else just like, oh, they didn't mean that? They just have to say it, and then they know everybody's going to do it. Like what is everybody else thinking? Yes. And you know what's great? My son came up to me afterwards and he was like, thank you. It was so quiet after my name, and I was so proud of you all.
Did he really?
He really did.
Oh my God. I'm confused. So I'm like popping up a lot of chat. There's some people that definitely guessed. Breezy and Slab guessed what you're frustrated about, and there's been some nice reactions to that. But Joker says we ring cowbells. That's worse, right?
No, that's absolutely worse. Unless that's unless that is not stated as a rule. Hey, listen, if the school is like, we're going to be here for a couple hours, hoot and holler, do your thing. We'll wait till you're done to announce the next person. But that's not what it is. So it's either one of two things. It has to be one of two things, Danae, in chat, and whoever else can help me here. Either it is they don't mean it, they know we're all going to cheer, or it's the rules don't apply to me. They should apply to everybody else, but not to me, because I'm different, I'm unique. Which do you think it is? Which do you think it more is that why people do this?
I don't know. I don't know. I think so. Slab says, sorry, when it's my girl's time up there, I'm making a fool of myself and trying to embarrass them.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, obviously, I'm the weirdo here. Like I said, he was the only one who had silence after his name.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's like.
So am I the spoil sport? That's the other question, right?
Like, I think you should follow the rules. I agree with the rule. I'm just trying to understand. So you had a graduation of how many people, and all of them are breaking the rules. How would they even? I don't know how they would even enforce it. Would they just stop the ceremony?
My oldest son, who was sitting next to me at his brother's graduation, turns to me and says, they should just take the first couple people out in handcuffs, and then it would stop.
Archimedes says, Aaron, in my college, they're allowed to legit suspend the ceremony if people don't respect it. It's brutal, but it works. That's what you'd have to do. You'd have to have some people that are willing to piss off parents. That's what it is. Kale says people do not think the rule applies to them.
I think it's that too. I think it's that second one more. I think they expect everybody else to be silent, but they're unique and they get to do this because they love their kid the most. Their
like, kid's special.
Right. Yeah. The rules don't apply to me because my kid's too special. I think that's what it is.
So Lolly says kids get a graduation every damn year in the U.S. And Slab says, funny you say that. A week from today is my daughter's 5th grade graduation.
Well, this was high school. This was the big one.
No.
Yeah. I don't know. So I really sat there and I just thought, okay, am I being the spoil sport? Do I need to let it go? Why is it making me so angry? Why, and honestly, it was kind of, again, this is not about masks, but for any who are surprised about any kind of rules that aren't followed, these are the kind of things that make me go, no, I'm not surprised. Human nature is that the rule doesn't apply to me. It can apply to everybody else. Everybody else, look, I do this. I am not immune to this. Everybody should wear bike helmets. Do I wear a bike helmet when I ride my bike? No, rule doesn't apply to me. You know what I mean? Like, and I don't even know that might be a law. I don't know that it's a law. I don't think it is, but I'm just saying we have this thing that it's like, no, I'm good. Everybody, that's good for everybody else. But for me, I'll be all right. So I know it's human nature, but it's just, man, it gets under my skin sometimes. And I think I just have to remember it's okay. At the end of the day, everybody's going to graduate. We're going to be here for, a few extra minutes longer. And
yeah.
But I wish everybody would follow the rule because I think it's a good rule. That's the thing. I think it's a good rule and is a helpful rule. So I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look, I just wanted to rant, but I am curious.
The chat has exploded. There's there's so much happening in chat.
Good. So are there anybody throwing out any other rules?
No. They're all just going off on this whole thing, which is understandable. So.
And sometimes the rules they're not like set rules. They're more just like, understanding social norms, which is a little bit different. But JCD says not so much of a rule, but it frustrates me when I'm with the family. I'll be halfway through a sentence and each one of them will start a different conversation. Like I'm not done talking here. And yes, that is also very much human nature to be like, the thing I have to say is more important than letting you finish the thing that you are wanting to say. So yeah, that's definitely one. Lolly says it's not a rule, but people who don't say please and thank you. Okay. So you get frustrated by a lot of the niceties. Polly says other rules, driving, all the driving rules. No one cares anymore. Yeah. There are some.
I don't know about all of them. Maybe.
No. Stop signs is a rough one. Ooh, this is a good one. Elizabeth says, I hate it when people don't use their turn signal. Just use your turn signal, people. Just use it. You're turning. That's what's happening. Let's see. I love it. Caleb, thank you. Only rule that makes me angry and broken is when people drive in the shoulder. Thank you, Caleb. Appreciate that one. Shout out to Caleb. Love that. This one from Ian. People jaywalking when there's a crosswalk within eye shot. I don't know why it bothers me so much. That's the feeling, right? It's like you have to question yourself, and it's like, why do I hate these people so much for breaking this simple rule? What is it about it that's, coming into play here? So, yeah. Do you just need some time, Danae? Just need some time with Twix?
I mean, nobody on the podcast knew.
That's true, but the chat is just like puppy cam.
Yeah. Eventually, yes, I will get a puppy cam, and it'll just be on.
Yeah.
Whenever I go live, you guys will be able to see the puppy cam. But no, Twix was requested in chat, so I'm just doing what the chat wanted.
Well, there you go. That's what we do. Everything the chat requests. That's what we make happen. No, that is not true.
But I'm gonna zoom in a little so you can see him smoke his face.
Aw. Let's see. Are there any other? It's a common one from Matt. People who drive the speed limit in the passing lane on the highway. Yeah, I get that. But I also do that. Sorry, Matt.
Yeah, I get that, but I also do that.
Well, I do it when I need to pass, but I don't speed up to pass. So if somebody's going less than the speed limit, then I will do that. Let's see. I am perplexed by people who take pictures when there's a professional photographer that will publish the pics free after the ceremony. Graduations, weddings, quinceañeras. Let's see. Oh, thank you, Nick. The fact that people don't know how to zipper merge. This is a big one. Very, very much agree with that one. Let's see. What else? Danae, do you have any?
Oh, I'm at peace with the world. I love everything.
Those little rules. Just those little rules. And it's like, why do I care so much that people aren't following this little rule?
No, I'm more of a rule breaker. Like I like questioning, why is this rule? That's where my brain goes.
Yeah.
This one doesn't make any sense. Why are we doing it?
Right.
So I'll go ahead and break it just to show you that it's a stupid rule. So, that's me.
Yeah, I'm sure there are some for you though, where the rules do make sense for you, and yet you still, get angry when people break it. All right, well, that's all I have. We can do the you questions. If you've got anything in the chat that you want to ask us about, or topic you want us to talk about, please just let us know. You can put a you at the beginning.
Yeah. I really wish my dogs could talk. I wonder what they would say. What would Reese's and Twix want to talk about? I wish there was a way to attach one of those little machines onto them and we could just read their little brains. That'd be
Do you think they're processing anything beyond just instinctual animal nature? Do you think they're processing anything beyond I want the comfort of my pack, I want, I need to relieve myself, I'm hungry? Do you think they process beyond that? Do you think they're like, I wonder about four-way stops? Like
what rules do I get frustrated when other people don't? Yeah, I don't know. They're so intelligent, and they sense so much more than we sense. I wonder if it is simple. Like those dogs who can smell or sense if someone's going to have a seizure or from like miles away.
Or low
I wonder
blood
if
sugar.
they would process it and think, if they have a complex thought process, like something is wrong, I need to let someone know, or if it's just alert, alert, alert. I think it might be simple, but they have a lot of depth to their simplicity, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Polly says, you question, what do you guys do for tornado warnings? Some people here go outside to stare at the weather. That is not what I do for tornado warning. I get in the place where we shelter for tornadoes.
So it's odd because we have tornado warnings here where they will test the system. And if you're not paying attention to what day of the month it is, so you'll all of a sudden, it's a beautiful, beautiful spring day and there's a tornado warning going off. So the first thing I do is I'll check my phone. Oftentimes I'll be getting more directional alerts now, thanks to GPS. Like, this is in your area. This is an important thing. So I'll check that. I'll check the weather. Immediately go to some place that's talking about it. I prepare myself mentally immediately if I hear anything about a tornado. Where are my batteries? Where is my matches? Where are the candles? Do I have food downstairs? Do I have water downstairs? Where are my dogs? Where's my kid? And obviously that order is really, really messed up. It should be, where's my kid first? And I realize that. But listen, I'm just flowing here. So I think about like getting prepared in the back of my mind, but you kind of know when it's serious. The only reason I step outside is just to kind of smell the air and look at the sky color, because I've been around tornadoes before and there are definitely certain signs. It's like, oof, this is getting real.
Yeah.
But you have to know where you live. Like, I know in the Midwest and where we're at, I kind of have that vibe. But when there were tornado warnings when we were in Florida during a hurricane, it was a totally different situation. I didn't realize that they can literally just go straight out of a cloud, straight down, and then back up, in the way that they do during a hurricane. So my instinct to go outside and watch the weather really shifted when I was in a hurricane situation. So know where you are.
Yeah. I don't have much to add to that. Before we get to other you questions,
that was terrifying.
There's an argument going on in chat about roundabouts, and I just need to back Lolly on this and tell you, if you hate roundabouts, it's just because you haven't used them properly. Like, they are so great for traffic. Like, this is not subjective. This is objective truth. Roundabouts present a better opportunity for traffic to flow than four-way stops. So you can still hate them. That's subjective, but they are actually better for traffic. So I did want to defend Lolly on that.
I do love this message also from Corpse. It says, as a person from Norway, I would have no idea what to do during a tornado. I do, however, know how to survive in the wild. It's amazing.
I have also decided my like my most consistent people don't understand this rule of driving. Do you want to know what it is? It's not the shoulder thing. It's the two people at a two-way stop who goes first rule. People don't get this one. Do you know this one, Danae? Oh, you're doing dog time. You're not doing mic time right now?
I mean, I'm listening.
Okay, so let's say you pull up and somebody is across from you. What is the rule? It's a two-way stop. The way it coming across doesn't stop. What is the rule as to who goes first?
Me.
Incorrect. The rule the thing that most people do is they go by the four-way stop rule. Whoever's there first goes first, right? And by the way, I should say this is like if somebody's turning left and somebody's going straight. If both people are going straight, obviously you can both go at the same time. But if somebody's turning left, the person going straight always goes first. Always. Doesn't matter if they got there 5 minutes after you. If you're both there at the same time and the road clears, person going straight goes first. But people don't know that rule. And so they just kind of go by the four-way stop kind of thing. So anyhow.
This is your friendly reminder when you get to a four-way stop in the Midwest. Don't wait for anyone.
No,
they're going to wave you on. You'll be there all day.
True.
Just go.
That is true. All right, let's look at you questions here. Do you want to pick one or do you want me to keep throwing them up there?
Yeah, go ahead.
Nick, since we mentioned podcasts, wants to know what podcast you listen to. Nick says, I'm looking for more other than the CinemaSin Sif Pop. I really like Greatest Gen, Fake Doctors, Real Friends. That's the Scrubs podcast, and Leonard Maltin. Yeah, we can both pull up our podcast app probably.
Yeah, I just pulled up my podcast list. So I'm going to recommend The Moth. It's a great short storytelling podcast. These are real life stories from real people who have, so The Moth is, they actually help people develop their storytelling skills and talents. What are you doing?
I'm just waiting until you're done. Giving people a chance to read them if they want to read them.
Oh, okay.
Is that okay? It's my puppy.
You.
It's my puppy Cam.
Oh, okay. It's okay. Your podcast Cam?
Yeah. I'll say them out loud for the podcast people here in a second, but just in case people.
You're going to go through all of them?
Of course. Yes, the question.
Okay. No, it's fine. It's super great. Lists are my favorite. You know what? They just want to know all of yours. So, just go ahead.
You are still going.
No, The Moth. Listen to it. It's great. It's my only recommendation because I also have a ton of them and I am not going to go through my list.
It's so weird. I will not let mine go more than a page. That's how I keep myself from listening to a bunch of podcasts is I will only, my max is 20.
I just get I'll get in a mood. And so I glance through and I say, what mood am I in? Right. So I'm in a moth mood or I'm in a positive dog training mood.
So
educate myself.
There's a lot of movie stuff on here, a lot of movie stuff from the Ringer Network, including Rewatchables, which is a really fun one. But then there's also Political Gabfest. I get a lot of cool political stuff from them. I think they're great. And then Conan's podcast, I think, is great. I think he's hilarious. He's just such a funny guy. And then I listen to a couple interview podcasts where I will kind of pick and choose which interviews I listen to based on if I'm interested in the person they're interviewing. Mark Maron, Chris Hardwick, those kind of things. Revisionist History is a great podcast, by the way. I would check out every season of Revisionist History. It's Malcolm Gladwell's podcast. I really enjoy that. There you go. Let's see. Aaron question. I don't watch trailers. Which film should I be excited about in the next few months? Well, sorry to tell you, Lolly. I don't watch trailers either. And I only know the big ones that I should be excited about, which is Marvel stuff and Star Wars stuff. Which is mostly Marvel stuff right now. So there you go. Archimedes Amazonas, airplane, 3-hour plus trip, window seats, or corridor, which I think is aisle here on the way we say it. Aisle seats. Aisle seats or window or middle. What do you think?
I always prefer the window, so I have some place to lean my head.
I prefer the aisle, so I have some place to stretch my left or right leg, depending on which side I'm on.
Yeah, which
So.
leg do you prefer to stretch? You get to
Honestly,
choose.
my right is much worse after a long time being squished than my left. Um, and also on the aisle, you can move the handrest. A lot of times people don't notice it has a release. And so I can actually turn and stretch both my legs occasionally if I do that.
Here's one from Kale. What's one product or service you'll never skimp on price? Meaning you'll get the better quality, I assume is what this means.
Sure.
Shoes for me, I like to make sure that I get shoes that are really comfortable to walk around in. And so if I can't find them at like a discount store, sometimes I'll be able to go into a store like TJ Maxx or something like that. And then they'll have a high quality shoe that they've gotten in and I can get them, a little bit less expensive. But for the most part, I will go to a higher end shoe store and get ones that I know are really supportive and comfy and stylish. So I don't have a lot of shoes. In fact, it really sucked because when I got pregnant, okay, fun random fact for you guys. So your body is flooded with this thing called elastin, and it allows your body to relax and begin to stretch without breaking. It's a wonderful experience. Anyway, one of the things that can happen though is after you finish your pregnancy, there are certain parts of your body that just don't go back to normal. Hips, for example, and also feet. So your feet they swell because of just all the extra stuff going on in your body, and they stretch and they don't just like bounce back. So my feet grew, which I had expected and I'd heard that could happen. I was sort of hoping it wouldn't. So all of the shoes that I have been loving for my whole freaking life suddenly don't fit anymore and I have to go get new shoes. So I've been slowly rebuilding my shoe collection because I like expensive shoes. I don't have a lot of shoes. Like I don't need 6 pairs of heels or anything because I don't wear heels, but I like to have specific types of shoes. And so I've just been like saving up, go buy a pair of shoes, saving up, go buy a pair of shoes. And so over the last 4 years, I've finally gotten to about 6 pairs of shoes.
Nice. My answer is probably mostly technology based. I don't like to skimp on phones. I don't like to skimp on TVs. I don't like to skimp on technology. I don't know. That's just me. So, but pretty much everything else. I don't know. I don't like to skimp in general, but there are certainly things that aren't as important to me as others.
Yeah.
Jetsmets asks if you could live anywhere in America besides Springfield, where would it be?
Well, I love this question because it also doesn't say that I have to be limited within my current budget.
It's true.
So if I could live somewhere, that means that I could afford it also.
Sure. You can afford the cost of living there.
So I think I have an interesting group of friends in the Nashville area. And it may also still have that kind of like Ozarkian vibe that I enjoy. So I can see myself going there. But if I was going to do something like really outside of the norm for me and like go city living or something like that, I might do like Portland or something. I don't know. I'd have to do some research. Maybe something in California. I've never experienced California weather before, and I've heard it's amazing.
It's great. That's why Southern Cal is always my answer. Like, year round, low mid 70s as highs. Like, I mean, it's just, I don't know how you beat that as far as like temperate living. Other than maybe Hawaii. Hawaii has very temperate living as well. But I like the Portland answer because I think you're going for like the quirkiness, the uniqueness, but like Austin, Texas is probably a more temperate version of Portland. Portland weather is not something I would be looking forward to. But yeah, basically the same answer as Danae. Nashville's obviously the logical answer. But if I budget's no issue and you're just asking me where I want to live, San Diego. Yep.
Corpse Tote says, if you could travel to any cinematic location, no limitations, where would you go? Just travel, not live? Okay. That's good to know.
I mean,
Just
New Zealand. I
that's
mean,
exactly my answer. I'll go
that's
to
an
New
easy one.
Zealand.
Yeah,
I would love
absolutely.
to see that. It just seems incredibly beautiful.
Mhm.
But yeah,
Lucas says, "What was your dream job when you were children/teenagers?"
when I was a kid, I wanted to be a teacher. I remember coming home from school, and this is something that I love taking information and then turning to next person and saying it a different way, especially if the person beside me is trying to understand what was just spoken. I've always been like an interpreter
Mhm.
in that way. When I was in school, almost everyone in my class, which was a really small class because my school was for the medical side of massage therapy, so it wasn't like spa massage. We did like anatomy, physiology, and kinesiology, things like that. And I was really getting the material, and I was really understanding the material. And my classmates would often struggle. And so I would literally just hear what the teacher said, turn and start to say it a different way. And we all just kind of had our study groups. That was the next level of me realizing that I do have a talent for teaching. And I can look back at my childhood. And I remember coming home from like kindergarten and first grade and immediately going to the chalkboard that was in my room and setting up my stuffed animals and teaching them everything I had learned that day. Because I didn't have any friends, so I just taught my animals.
I was going to be a professional basketball player. And that was something I was excited about till about my junior year of high school. And I had plans, and I was already in touch with several Division I colleges about playing basketball there, those kind of things, through certain basketball camps that I went to and was invited to, blue chip camps, that kind of stuff. And then I just had a shift, and I was just like, that's just not the life I want to pursue. It would be difficult for me. I became very aware of my big fish in a small pond thing, that I was a great basketball player for where I was, but that doesn't necessarily mean without a ton of hard work that I would be able to play in the NBA. That's just, obviously possible, but very unlikely. I think I could have played Division I if I had really put a lot of effort into it, but I'm not sure I would have played in the NBA. And so it just became one of those things where it was like, that is not the future I'm pursuing. So I played my junior and senior year in high school and really enjoyed it. But at that point, became much more focused on performing and those kind of things, as, desires for what I wanted to do. So, yeah.
Isn't it funny how things go?
Yeah, how they change. Yep.
Yeah. So, do you have another one? Is there another one?
No, I'm scanning through. I'm way behind on chat, so I'm just kind of scanning through looking for more.
It's a lot of fun. Chat has been
You
explosive
guys are the
today.
best. Yeah. Absolutely.
And I have been distracted by it the entire show.
Well, it's part of the show, so I don't consider that a distraction.
But we do want to invite the podcast listeners to join us on the live show. You can actually catch us on Twitter. So if you've got a Twitter handle, you can watch just straight from Twitter. Just follow Aaron and Danae on Twitter. And also you can watch on Twitch. There's a couple different outlets there. So if you have a chance to check us out and join us in the live chat, there's a lot of wonderful people. Nick and JCD and Eights and Caleb and Jetsmets and Slab, and there's just always wonderful people in the chat to hang out with. We do have a new Patreon supporter too, don't we?
I wanted to say yes, thank you to our new supporter on Patreon. That's $5 a month, and just the one level, and that is patreon.com/studiodna, and that means that we are now 4 people away.
So thank you to Kale for that. It's incredible to be supported by our community and that you guys want to hang out with us. And yeah, so we are live every Monday at 9 a.m. Central, and we do try to go live throughout the rest of the week if we are able to. As you guys know, though, our careers have us slamming busy at the moment. But make sure you're subscribed wherever you listen and watch the show, and you can get a notification. That way when we go live, you can see us again, but we'll see you guys next week, Monday at 9. Did I miss anything?
No, I think you got it. We'll see you on the next Monday or someday.
Bye.
Bye.